Kelsey Plum strikes again.
Just united front was determined this morning that we had a meeting for. And, not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that. But no, we were just, we had a very...
that really needed to be mentioned.
That was ridiculous. That was childish, and Sabrina had to let it be known. I don't really think that was necessary. She trying to laugh it off, but Sabrina's not feeling you saying.
The specific phrase that fueled the controversy was Plum saying, not to tattletale, but, before pointing out that members associated with Clark were not visibly present in the shirt demonstration. The wording itself became part of the issue. By framing the remark as a reluctant disclosure, it paradoxically amplified the sense that she was calling someone out. Labor messaging is typically strongest when framed as collective effort. By introducing a comment that singled out a group, the focus pivoted from solidarity to scrutiny. Observers quickly dissected the remark online, debating whether it was necessary or strategic. Some argued that transparency matters and that participation should be consistent across all star players. Others believed the comment undermined the spirit of unity. The real impact wasn't just the words but the setting. An all-star event is celebratory and highly visible. In that environment, any perceived criticism of a teammate can feel magnified. The union's objective was to highlight compensation concerns, not interpersonal discrepancies. Yet the narrative quickly became about who showed up and who didn't. Clark herself did not respond directly to the accusation in that moment. Her silence contrasted with the noise surrounding the comment. In media culture, restraint often speaks loudly. By avoiding immediate rebuttal, she allowed the discussion to unfold without escalating it personally. Ultimately, the not to tattletale phrasing became shorthand for the entire episode. It symbolized how a single line, delivered casually, can overshadow a carefully planned message. The labor issue remained important, but the spotlight had shifted, and once shifted, it proved difficult to redirect.
Y'all need media training, bro. I hate to see y'all really need media training. This was so unnecessary, and then you gonna take shots after that trash game y'all display.
As the comments settled into the room, cameras captured Sabrina Ionescu's immediate reaction. She didn't deliver a speech or launch into a rebuttal. Instead, her eye roll and brief response conveyed more than a lengthy explanation might have. Body language often communicates what words cannot, and in that instant, viewers interpreted her reaction as disapproval. The clip spread rapidly across social platforms. Sports broadcasts frequently highlight dramatic plays, but this moment, a silent gesture, became one of the most shared visuals from the entire weekend. Fans dissected it frame by frame, analyzing tone and implication. Ionescu's understated response was seen by many as a subtle defense of unity. Without escalating tension, she signaled that the remark felt unnecessary. That restraint resonated with viewers who believed internal matters should remain private during public advocacy efforts. The power of the reaction lay in its simplicity. No raised voice. No drawn-out debate. Just a visible expression that suggested disagreement. In the age of viral clips, such moments can define narratives more effectively than long interviews. While interpretations vary, the incident demonstrated how teammates' reactions can influence public perception. One eye roll became symbolic of a broader sentiment, that the comment may have crossed a line. Whether that was the intent or not, the visual lingered long after the segment ended.
Now, Sabrina Ionescu quickly, swiftly, and in a hurry, kind of tried to stop Kelsey Plum from taking these little shots, but she didn't care.
When Kelsey Plum grabbed the microphone on live television, it was supposed to be a routine all-star appearance, the kind where players keep things light, promote unity, and reinforce the league's bigger message. Instead, one short sentence turned into a full-blown controversy. In that moment, critics argue she managed to embarrass herself, unintentionally undercut the messaging of the WNBA Players Union, and hand Caitlin Clark a public relations win all at once. The timing made it even more dramatic. The league is in the middle of critical collective bargaining discussions, and public perception matters. Every word spoken on national broadcasts is amplified, clipped, dissected, and circulated within minutes. While Plum appeared focused on calling out perceived inconsistency, Clark was simultaneously making calm public appearances expressing confidence that a deal would ultimately get done. That contrast became the central narrative, one player projecting composure and optimism, the other appearing to single out a teammate during what was meant to be a moment of solidarity. To some viewers, Plum's comment came off as unnecessary and oddly timed. Instead of reinforcing unity, it seemed to spotlight division. Sports fans are accustomed to rivalry between teams, but public friction among teammates during labor negotiations can feel different. Critics framed it as a misstep not because raising accountability is inherently wrong, but because of where and how it happened. Live television during a celebratory league weekend is not typically the setting for internal critiques. Meanwhile, Clark's public approach has consistently emphasized confidence in the negotiation process. she has avoided inflammatory remarks and refrained from escalating tension. That steadiness, fairly or unfairly, made Plum's words appear sharper by comparison. In high-profile sports moments, tone often shapes interpretation more than intent. The broader takeaway from that first exchange wasn't necessarily about jealousy or rivalry, though fans quickly framed it that way online. It was about optics. One sentence, delivered casually, shifted the focus from collective bargaining strategy to interpersonal tension. And in a media environment that thrives on contrast, the comparison between Plum's comment and Clark's restraint quickly became the weekend's defining storyline.
Sabrina Ionescu did not like this shit, by the way.
And you can just see, even with the way Sabrina Ionescu is reacting, she's like, what did you just say?
And right in front of Sabrina Ionescu, right there, right next to her, you have no shame. This woman's just trashy, dog. Like, Kelsey Plum is trashy, bro. There's a reason why Darren Waller left her ass. Smart man, by the way, because his salary was pretty nice when he signed with the...
Clark did not hold a press conference addressing the remark. She did not post an emotional rebuttal online. Instead, she appeared in a polished promotional campaign connected to Nike, projecting focus and professionalism. The timing led some fans to interpret it as a subtle response, a reminder that her brand extends far beyond one weekend controversy. Her approach reinforced a consistent public image, calm, brand-oriented, and forward-focused. Rather than engage in interpersonal sparring, she emphasized growth, preparation, and confidence in the league's future. That composure contrasted sharply with the earlier call-out narrative. Supporters argue that this strategy demonstrates long-term thinking. In professional sports, reputation can be shaped as much by off-court handling of situations as by on-court performance. By maintaining measured messaging, Clark avoided escalating the issue and kept attention on broader league progress. Critics may say silence can sometimes allow narratives to fester. Yet in this instance, many observers felt the lack of direct retaliation spoke volumes. The contrast between a public call-out and a polished promotional appearance became emblematic of two different communication styles. In a media landscape driven by reaction, choosing not to react can itself become a powerful statement.
These women are insufferable. They don't deserve more money. They don't get any ratings outside of Caitlin Clark. They openly disrespect her. They don't deserve Caitlin Clark. They don't deserve attention. They don't deserve a league.
Caitlin Clark, I want her to clap back so bad. She needs to clap back, man. Stop being nice. Stop doing people favors. Stop trying to help a sister out. Stop doing all that stuff, bro. These are some ungrateful hyenas.
All-Star Weekend is designed to celebrate talent, entertain fans, and showcase unity across the league. Cameras are everywhere, interviews are constant, and every gesture becomes part of the broader narrative. During this particular weekend, players wore shirts promoting fair compensation as part of their collective bargaining push. The slogan was simple and direct, and from a messaging standpoint, it worked. Headlines were generated, social media engagement surged, and the labor discussion reached audiences beyond traditional sports circles. The coordinated apparel strategy demonstrated how modern athletes leverage visibility. Wearing identical shirts sent a visual message of solidarity. It reinforced the idea that players stand together in negotiations. In labor disputes, optics can be as influential as closed-door meetings. For a moment, it seemed like a textbook example of effective collective advocacy. Then came Plum's televised comment referencing which players were visibly participating. While perhaps intended as a light observation, it shifted the conversation. Instead of focusing on the success of the unified display, the spotlight turned toward who may or may not have been prominently involved. In a union context, public division can weaken messaging momentum, even if unintentionally. Critics argued that the power of the shirts lay in their collective symbolism. Once attention moved toward attendance tracking and perceived participation gaps, the narrative drifted away from the wage discussion itself. Supporters of Plum, however, suggested that accountability within a movement is fair and that consistency strengthens credibility. That debate illustrates how easily strategic messaging can become overshadowed by individual commentary. What had started as a strong, cohesive labor moment became reframed as interpersonal drama. That transformation underscores the fragile balance of public advocacy in professional sports. Every microphone is live. Every reaction is recorded. And once a clip circulates, the original intention may matter less than how viewers interpret it. As conversations shift toward future seasons and ongoing labor negotiations, this episode may be remembered less for the specific words spoken and more for what it revealed about league dynamics. The WNBA stands at a pivotal moment, balancing growth, collective bargaining, and the coexistence of veteran leaders and emerging icons. Plum's comment, Ionescu's reaction, and Clark's composure together illustrate how quickly narratives form. Fans interpret tone, timing, and body language as signals of deeper tension. Whether those tensions truly exist behind the scenes is secondary to how they are perceived publicly. Looking ahead to 2026, the league's success will depend on collaboration. Collective bargaining victories require unified messaging. Star power attracts sponsors and networks. Veterans and newcomers alike contribute to the league's expanding footprint. If there is a lesson from this exchange, it is that unity during high-visibility moments matters. Public disagreements, however minor, can overshadow carefully crafted advocacy campaigns. At the same time, the passion surrounding the debate underscores how much attention women's basketball now commands. The controversy may fade, but its symbolism remains. In a rapidly growing league, every word counts, every reaction is amplified, and every contrast becomes a storyline.